Good, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Looking nice and radiant.
Yeah, thank you.
So how can I help you, Alyssa?
I have a question about my spirit guides. If you can help me with that.
I certainly can.
Who they are and just who's there assisting me.
Okie dokie. So right off the bat, I've got a man who stands about 3 feet behind you. What he does is he kind of pushes you forward. So that tells me that you tend to be a bit shy when it comes to speaking your truth or putting it out there. You may have hated standing up in front of the class and having to read your bits, you know. And he does. He pushes you along a little bit. It doesn't feel encouraging. It feels like pressure. So you'd feel like, I've got to, blah. And that's quite a challenge for you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what he does, is he's literally got his energy behind you, giving you the wee push. He feels to be, are you ready for it? Take a deep breath and relax. He feels to be about 15 feet tall.
Oh my
He's
God.
enormous, yeah. So he'd be quite easily read when you get readings, or if you talk to other clairvoyants, they'd pick him up before anything else because he is so large. He radiates to like an almost electric blue energy. He's not a physical form as such. I can see right through him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's like, ooh. And so he's kind of interesting. And he reminds me of a man, actually. I've got a little story. I was doing an energy therapy in the early days, a long time ago, and a woman came to me and she had osteoporosis in her knees. And I'd seen her around and I knew her fairly well. And she was a Reiki master. I thought, well, you know, what goes on here? We give these people energy and then they just sort of waltz off and carry on with the same problem, feeling better for a little while. And he rose up like this humongous great thing, and he had ringlets in his hair, and he reminded me of Poseidon. And I'm standing there looking at this dude going, okay. And all he did was he said, if you want to play with her knee, feel free, but don't expect great results, because that was the knee that she had the osteo in. And then he disappeared, and I thought, oh my God, the whole room was crackling, and it lasted for about 5 seconds. Well, your man reminds me of that man. He's got that same energy, that same largesse, and it was almost arrogant, but it's not rude, it's simply who they are. Does that make some sense?
Yeah.
Now, he can be overwhelming because of his size, but I also get that I've got, like on the tip of my tongue, I know who this man was, and not yours, but what kind of people he was. But then I keep losing it because I get the feeling that the names that are given to these, I'm just writing my books, just so you're clear. I'm writing my third book, The Angels, Aliens, Other Entities, talking about my experiences that I've had over the years and how I've removed myself from the common belief. Like people gave names to what it was that I was seeing, and so you go, okay, so that's what they are. Arcturian, he's Arcturian. Okay.
Yeah.
Arcturian. Okay. Have you heard of them before?
No, never.
Okay. So that's my understanding of the race of people that I got from my man, and this man is from the same group of people. I don't take too much notice of what people say they are. My own experience was he was all about the healing, baby, and he wasn't going to waste any time. It was like, this is what's happening there. I'm a busy man, you know, so it was kind of good fun. But he was huge, and your man's the same, so that's that overpowering enemy. And you know what it reminds me of? You've seen pictures of the Hulk, you know, the modern Hulk?
Yeah.
Well, if you sort of make it blue and translucent, we've got that sculptured look, a big man and big energy. So very nice. And I would also say that if he's pushing you forward, you may be feeling that no guide directs you or tells you what to do. So we'll be very clear from there. All of my early experiences really resonated to what my teachers had told me at the time. And since then, I've blown all of that apart. So I'm not going to define what they're there for per se, but just which part of your personality they're helping, because I find that that's pretty much how it goes. How's that sound?
Good.
All right? Are you good with that? Now, you've got a very zen kind of a man who steps off to your right, another man, and they try to offset your femininity. You're quite feminine in your person. That means it's easy for you to just sit back and let the world go by, let other people make decisions. Is that right?
Yes.
And you may often find yourself in situations where you sort of feel like you're not in control and that other people are Yeah, okay. So you've got these guys, what they're doing and why there's so many men around you is they're trying to help you bring forward a more balanced approach to your own beliefs, understandings, and your goals and what it is you wish to achieve. You don't have to stand up in front of people and you don't have to fight anybody to live the life that you want. You just need to be able to say what it is that you need to say and do what it is that you need to do. So the man off to your right, he's quite zen, so I would say that rituals can be important to you. You would maybe need to watch a tendency to not be obsessive over it a little bit, but rituals are important to you. And he stands there to add the grounding to that, the maleness to that basic, that there's a purpose in ritual as opposed to ritual for the sake of ritual. Okay. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes. So he's very nice, and I can actually feel like whiskers like this, and I can feel them, and I just know that he used to do that, or he does that. Mm-hmm. It's just wipes them down, so it's very nice and silky, He may even apply wax or something to keep them smooth and down. And so he's a very interesting character, and I know that he is very informed, is the word, informed with texts, and he's read ancient papers, and he's read ancient understandings, and he brings them forward as a knowledge that he has. I do not believe this man is dead. I'm telling you that. I believe he is alive somewhere. He may be a monk. He may be sitting as a master in his own world, but I do not believe he is dead, but he is guiding you. Is that interesting?
That is amazing.
It's nice, isn't it? It's something that, as a practitioner, I battle with other clairvoyants quite a bit when they assume that everything they see is a dead person or an alien, and it's just not the way it is. It's not common sense to even think that. I know people connect to me well before they meet me, and so, professionally, or for my knowledge, I feel them pulling sometimes. So if I can guide people while I'm alive and I don't know who they are and I'm working and doing my normal life, I'm sure there are many, many others who can do that as well if they have the skills and what it is you need. I know that when I got to a certain point in my understanding and teaching, are you all right? Have a breath. Take a nice deep breath.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. Can you understand everything I'm saying, or am I talking too fast? Is the accent a problem?
No, it's not a problem. I understand. Good. It's just I always get like a heat wave that comes over me, and it's kind of like a shock, and that's what I'm feeling right now.
That's all right. Yeah, I could see you building up, but I just wanted to double check too, because I forget to ask sometimes, and I know some people do struggle with the speed of speech. And when I'm reading, it just goes there.
I understand. Thank you.
And with Skype, you see, I'm going to start doing a lot of this stuff in Hangouts, so do remember that for the future too, because Hangouts can be recorded and you can go back and listen again. And now that they're getting underway quite nicely, I'm going to start using that a bit more, just so people they can record it if they want. So back to our Zen man. And so when we've got that going on and you understand that, it increases your potential for having assistance and guidance at any one moment, and it increases your ability to discover things that you need to discover. If you need to know something medical, somebody is alive on the planet who knows what you need to know. And if you don't limit yourself